clock? Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip.
Straight from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats of this and that to keep this show on point. And when we're done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey, yo, let's get it poppin'.
Everyone, welcome to Straight from the Hip. It is July 13th, 2020, the year of our Lord. Also, the day after my daughter's birthday. So we had a lot of celebrating going on in the island residence, a lot of partying, a lot of getting down, and, you know, all that good stuff going on. So we got a few people on here, so that's always great. So we'll have some people watch the replay of the show because we got a really good show for you coming up. But first and foremost, let me introduce my other guests, or my other hosts, I'd rather say, starting off with the incomparable, you know, championship winning, unstoppable, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell. What's going on, Coach? How's it going?
I feel a bit slighted that you didn't mention about how me and Black whooped on Thanos, but that's cool. I'm good. What's up, Jay?
I don't know if the sidekick gets credit. I know Black Man did it, but I don't think you do nothing. I just saw you hold his cape.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, Peter Parker always got credit for dealing with Spider-Man.
And then my other host I have with me, Travis Butler. What's going on? I don't have any acronyms and adjectives for you yet, Travis. So we're working on it.
No, I'm doing good. Had a good first day of my new job. So was going.
Oh yeah, I forgot you code enforcement, man. You out here protecting the streets from code violations.
Yep.
You just the man. You just the man. That's all.
I'm the man.
He stopped being the working man and became the man.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I guarantee you one thing: we'll have some adjectives for your ass before this damn show's over.
Well, let's jumping into adjectives and people that are doing some crazy stuff here. Let's jump into the topic that's been pretty much all week. DeSean Jackson and his anti-Semitic comments. Also talk about Steven Jackson who doubled down. So for those that don't know, DeSean Jackson did send out a tweet that said, because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep America's secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they are. The white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. Well, the part about all this that besides just seeing, being a little off, the real part about all this is supposedly that was a quote that was attributed to Hitler. So we all know about American history. So we're going to go start off with Travis first and jump to Coach, and then we'll see. What do you feel about that, Travis?
It's just wrong and ignorant and just stupid in every facet. Just from what I understood, he got that quote and somebody sent it to him. He didn't even look it up. He just said, oh, that kind of looks kind of cool, and he's going to look it up. He's just going to copy and paste and put it on his Twitter account. Who does that? Like, what? I've never, just sent something that I didn't know what it was.
Well, I think in the social media atmosphere, a lot of us do it. But, Coach, what do you think about he said that the reason why he posted that was because he was trying to show and talk about Black empowerment, not anti-Semitic comments.
Yeah, I attribute this to COVID-19. See, this is what people do. You got COVID-19 going on. You sitting around the house. You got, you've been hemmed up for a while. You ain't got nothing else to do. So you just start perusing the internet, just finding dumb shit. And then you're going to put out something like that. You don't even know what it means. I didn't even know what half that stuff meant. I mean, the bottom line is that, like I said, he thought that, he was going to get a bunch of hoorays from everybody and get Mr. Farrakhan and all these other people behind him and whatnot for what he was saying. and he didn't really know what it meant. I bet he didn't know. I'm hoping he had no idea that came from Hitler. I mean, the bottom line is that, and I just had this discussion with my best friend earlier. I don't know why people think that if it's on the internet, it's a fact. It's factual, and it's something that you can stand by. You know, in preparation for the show, I just looked up some stuff a few minutes ago. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. That is some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my life. And we'll talk about it in a few minutes about, but just because people post their opinion out there, that doesn't mean that it's right. Or just because people get a quote from somebody somewhere, that doesn't mean that you can stand on that quote as being factual. And apparently that's what he did.
No, and absolutely, I think 100% on that one. I want to say that one of the issues that I saw, and I think I called you right after Travis had texted about it, and I spoke to a buddy of mine, and Reese. Let's remove the Hitler part of it, and I just want to say I don't agree with DeSean Jackson, but it is a good number of black people that agree with the message that was being said about black people being original Israelites and et cetera. And if you want to go into where the Bible took place, X, Y, and Z. And that's why you haven't noticed. It hasn't been too many black athletes that have come out and spoken against DeSean Jackson. And even Steven Jackson, who came out and tried to defend DeSean Jackson and saying that he didn't see anything wrong with what DeSean Jackson said. Coach, speak to just a little bit about, I'm not saying that, but the black community, sometimes we have this issue of, if someone is hatred towards us, we want everybody to help us, but then we do have a sect that do spew some hatred that we don't correct in our own ranks. What do you think about Steven Jackson doubling down and agreeing with DeSean Jackson?
Well, I think you got to look at that whole thing too, as far as Steven Jackson is concerned. Steven Jackson, as we know, was best friends with George Floyd, and George Floyd was like a brother to him. And so, he's hurting right now. And so who knows from what place he's speaking or whatever the case may be. I do know that, and I've talked to, obviously being black folks have talked about this kind of stuff for years. Everybody knows we got Black Jesus. Everybody calls him Black Jesus. I just call him Jesus. But and there's always been talking about people in their houses have pictures of Jesus having blonde hair and blue eyes. Where in the Bible has that ever been said that Jesus had blonde hair and blue eyes? So, like you said, Jay, when you talk about the birthplace of civilization and where Adam and Eve came from and what region of the world that was in, there's a lot of talk about that, about, if the original people were black or whatever the case may be. And we've been talking about that kind of stuff for years. So I can see where he wanted to use some of that for foundation and be able to say, this is something that black people talk about and believe in, that we're God's original and chosen people and all that. I get it. I understand that. So I'm not trying to hate on him. I think that he just went overboard, because even though there was some parts of that you can kind of get in with and kind of groove with, there's a lot of it that's kind of way off base.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And then I think I'll throw this to Travis and we'll go to the next subject on it. So when Travis, seeing all this, when you see DeSean Jackson's post, Steven Jackson defending it, and I know you see a lot more of like the sports media than me and Coach will per se see, what has been probably the response for most media outlets in reference to all of this and in reference to the Eagles' punishment of them, which I think was justified? What have been kind of the reactions?
Yeah, just kind of similar to kind of what we're all saying. Just a lot of them have just been saying they don't really understand why he decided to post this. Clearly a misunderstanding on his part in terms of where this quote came from and kind of what it represents, and just obviously kind of it was just a really bad decision on his part that he obviously shouldn't have done, and that the Eagles did fine him. It was the right thing to do because it did hurt a group of people with this quote that didn't, he didn't need to say this whatsoever. It kind of came out of the blue, and it just, something needed to be done. He's fined, and kind of, now move on to the next step. It will be interesting. I have seen that maybe not the media, but a lot of other fellow sports figures have come out and not attacked him, but mainly said things like, hey, like, if you want to talk to someone that, you know, and get a little bit more history, I know Julian Edelman came out and said he'd be happy to take DeSean Jackson to the Holocaust Museum and give him information so that he can read and understand why the quote that he said, you know, is so offensive. And there had been
Let me ask you this, Travis. Let me ask you this. How much was he fined? Do you know?
I do not know the amount. No, I do not.
Because I noticed they kept that kind of quiet about how much he was fined.
And real quick, we'll wrap it up. Just one word answer on here. I know Riley Cooper got a fine and a suspension when he used the N-word at that concert. Remember, he was with the Eagles. Do you think the fine is suitable, or you think he should be suspended? Travis, yes or no?
I think he should be suspended, even if it's just for a game.
Okay, Coach, yes or no?
I think he should be flogged. I think he should be beaten.
All right, well, let's jump into other NFL news.
Straight from the hip, man, them boys good, man. Them boys is good.
One NFL exec was ranking, they were ranking running backs and ranking quarterbacks and receivers and et cetera. One news came out that an NFL exec had ranked Ezekiel Elliott for the Cowboys 11th on the running backs list in the league right now. And he quoted saying Zeke is probably 50 or 65% of what he used to be at his prime, which would have been, what, 4 years ago? Anyway, let's go and jump into the name game. So we got some list of names here. We're going to go in the order of Travis, then the coach, on if you would take Zeke Elliott over this person or not. The first name I have on my list, and then I'll just say this just to parameter it. I'm assuming we're both all taking Saquon and Christian McCaffrey over Zeke. Is that a known thing, or do we have an argument there? Travis?
I would take Saquon and Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, Coach?
Oh, you know I would. Hell
okay,
yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same balance in here.
Hell yeah.
All right, first name, Dalvin Cook. Travis?
Zeke.
Why?
Because Dalvin Cook can't stay healthy.
Well, Zeke ain't been too healthy either.
He has more suspensions than health.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Zeke
that too.
injured.
I mean, if he ain't playing, he may well be hurt.
Okay, then so you're taking Dalvin Cook?
Damn Skippy.
Okay, all right. LeVeon Bell or Zeke?
Oh, Zeke. Come on.
Oh, what you mean, come on? What's that mean? I mean, first of all, he ain't had really time to gel with his new team yet because he sat out a year. But sitting out a year too now, because, running back don't have but maybe about 4 or 5 good years. We already talked about that. How long has that been in there?
He wasted a year sitting on his butt doing nothing.
How long is that? I mean, I know resting. That's called resting. Getting ready. And that's called preserve. You ever seen preserves? You know what that is? That ain't jelly. Those are preserves in there. Meaning that he is getting ready to burst out this year. How good do preserves taste, Travis, when you open up that jar? Exactly.
All right, Travis, we'll go to the next one.
Wait. So by your logic, you think Le'Veon Bell has a better season statistically than Zeke this year?
I think he could, yeah. I do. I really do. I think Zeke is very close to being shot out. But go ahead.
I'll take you up on that. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep place on that.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry or Zeke, Travis?
Right now in this time of their careers, I would take Derrick Henry.
Coach.
You crazy as hell. Hell no. That's why I will take that. I definitely take that.
Zeke.
Man, Derrick Henry had a good year. We all know that. They about to chop his big ass down the side this year. Watch and see what I tell you. That was an anomaly. Watch and see what happened to him this year.
All right, we got
2 years ago too.
Zeke Elliott or shaky legs Todd Gurley, Travis?
Oh, Elliott.
Coach?
I gotta take Zeke here because I think Gurley's already shot out. His legs already gone down. He already been chopped down. That's what's gonna happen to Derrick Henry this year.
You're not taking Gurley because he's a Falcon, so it's okay. We could just move on from that.
I don't give a shit about him being no Falcon, to be honest with you. I forgot he was even a Falcon. But the bottom line is he is what he is. I know he's shot out. I know that.
All right, Travis, Zeke or Alvin Kamara?
Ooh, I think that's the best one.
You know, you will make Coach go insane, bro.
I'll take Alvin Kamara.
Coach.
Travis, we talking about running backs. We're talking about running backs, Travis. Alvin Kamara, when's the last time you see Alvin Kamara run between the tackles?
Probably never.
Never. The answer is never. He never run between the tackles. He's not a running back. Alvin Kamara is an H-back at best. He's a wide receiver who sometimes lines up in the backfield. Now, he can every now and then run the football, but he ain't no damn running back. As a matter of fact, that's what I was talking about earlier when I said I was scanning the internet. I just got CBS's top 10 running backs. Alvin Kamara ain't even in the top 10. They don't even list him. They got McCaffrey 1, Zeke 2, Saquon 3, Derrick Henry 4. Then they got Chubb and Mixon. I don't know why, because one of them played for Cleveland, another one played for Cincinnati. Then they got Carson, Fournette, Gurley, and Cook. They got Gurley in front of Cook. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. Stop reading this damn internet, all these crazy shit these people writing out here about this stuff.
All right, last one. Nick Chubb or Zeke? Travis.
Zeke.
Coach.
You know what? I can't take somebody for Cincinnati or Cleveland, so I'm gonna have to go with Zeke. I'm gonna have to go with. Ain't no way in the hell I can pick somebody off one of them teams. Yeah, give me Zeke. Shit.
Oh Lord. Well, that ends our name game. Unless somebody has a name they want to throw up there, that ends the name game on that one. Looks like, Coach, you pretty much took Zeke on everybody except for Dalvin Cook.
I had to take him because, like we already talked about, the running back position in the NFL ain't even really that valuable of a position anymore. It's really not. I mean, because like I said, it's becoming more of a throw-happy league and whatnot. And I know, people who look at Super Bowl say, well, whoever gets the most rushing yards always wins the Super Bowl and blah, blah, all that old bullshit. But at the end of the day, it's going to be more of a McCaffrey type of a running back that they're looking for. A Saquon who can do both, who can catch the ball out in space, run in space, which to me, Dak ain't that good of a runner when he's out in space. He's not. He's more the ground and pound type of a guy. Get Dalvin Cook out in space. I mean, that joker is a water bug. Can't nobody take him out in space? Nobody. Nobody. Dak normally puts both hands around the ball. Who can run downfield and get away from somebody to run like this with the ball? That's what Dak can do when he gets the ball. You got to be kidding me.
Could Travis finish up? Yes, everybody knows he's talking about Zeke. Travis, last comment, we move on.
So, Coach, you just clearly said 2 minutes ago the running back position is someone now that catches the ball out of the backfield a lot, just like you mentioned McCaffrey and Saquon, correct?
That's what it's evolving to, yes.
Okay, then why would you not take Alvin Kamara, who catches the ball out of the backfield, over Zeke, who can't catch a cold?
Because, like I said, that's what it's evolving to. There are a lot of teams right now. Wait a minute. There are a lot of teams that right now, they don't have that evolution. That's why you have big-ass Derrick Henry back there who ought to be playing damn defensive end for somebody. That's why you have that. I mean, you going to tell me Derrick Henry can go out the backfield and catch the ball? No. You still got a couple teams that got some dinosaurs back there.
I understand it.
And I don't fully agree. I think Zeke actually catches the ball very well out of the backfield, his first 2 years especially.
Straight from the hip, man, you know what it do. This show for the fans, so it's made for you.
Let's jump right on to a lot of top-ranked players have been actually not going to the Power 5 conferences and deciding to go to HBCUs with the movement going on. I guess the biggest one we've been talking about is Marker, I believe, Travis. Is that his name?
McCurr Maker.
Yeah, McCurr Maker, excuse me. He decided to spurn UCLA and decided to go to Howard University, the real HU for everybody that don't know. So with that being said, Coach, are we starting to see an evolution that possibly could transcend into a legitimate thing where HBCUs become competitive with the Power Fives?
I would think that. I think that would be a beautiful thing if it were to happen. I think I would love to see, some more top quality athletes go to the HBCUs. But here's my thing. I've gone on record and saying it before on this show. I think the HBCUs need to make sure that they are up to par for these athletes to come there. Because a lot of times, some of these HBCUs, don't have themselves together and don't have the facilities and those types of things together, not just to accommodate a top 5 athlete or a power 5 caliber athlete. I'm talking about just to handle a regular student. I know a lot of kids who've gone to HBCUs, and I call them to check on them. How you doing? Well, Coach, they got me staying in a hotel right now. They said my dorm has XYZ wrong with it. Okay, well, when you gonna get to move into the dorm? I don't know. They said I might be in this hotel for 3 months. What kind of stuff is that? Right. So my whole thing is that I hope that HBCUs will get themselves where they can be, because it's very tough to choose an HBCU when you just went on recruiting trips to Clemson and everything. You see the facilities they have there, and they got hot tubs in every room, and they got, mopeds that they give you to ride around on. They got a doggone training table sponsored by Outback Steakhouse. I mean, dude, it's tough. Because you know as well as I do, Jay, you're not about to get that in no HBCU.
Absolutely.
And it's hard to turn all that down when you have those options.
Well, let me jump to Travis, and I think that's a good point. A lot of HBCUs have been underfunded for years. I know one of the universities in Maryland had sued to get more funding, had won the case, and the governor had still not released the proper funds to them. They had to go back and sue him again, trying to establish to get the funds they needed. And even the funds they ended up winning was, I think, $250 million, which didn't even still put them competitive. Here's a stat that I saw, and I'm going to go to Travis on the next question when I ask this is, about 30 Division I schools, each bringing about $100 million in athletic revenue every year. Almost all of these schools are majority white. In fact, black men only make up 2.4% of the total undergraduate population of these 65 schools that were mentioned. In the so-called Power 5 conferences, 55% of black men make up the football team, and 56% make up the basketball team. Jamel Hill wrote an article in The Atlantic speaking to the fact that she thinks that it should be, because of this disparity, that these Power 5 universities should send money to the HBCUs to make up for the fact that they're profiteering off of black bodies. Travis, do you think that is something that would be done or should be done? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think it'll ever be done.
Well, we know that, but
right.
Do you think it's something that could, should, or would be done?
That's tough, because that's basically you can look at the colleges or universities as a business, and every university or college, if every university or college is a business in today's society, is a business that is thriving going to give money to businesses that aren't thriving, such as an HBCU, to help them out? Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to really do that. Should they? They probably should, but are they going to? I don't think they ever will. Because at the end, they're going to look at their bottom line and go, okay, we're trying to make money, because a university is still a business. Their whole goal is to make money, and they'll find a way to use it themselves. So I feel like that just isn't ever going to happen. Should it happen? It probably should help out, the colleges that are struggling more. But will it? Absolutely not.
All right, Jerry asks, what is our take on Trump saying he will cancel scholarships for basically schools that won't or can't play sports coming in the fall? Coach, what is your thoughts on that? Well, we know he can't do it, but what is your thoughts on the president saying this?
Who said it?
President Trump.
Oh, Punt It.
Okay.
I don't even think he has that.
Jason, just real quick.
Yeah.
He lost me when he asked the doctor if we should drink bleach to kill the coronavirus.
Get the light inside the body, guys.
I don't want to hear anything he has to say anymore.
Let's go to our favorite segment of the week. I guess outside of the name game, Punt It or Bunt It. Coach has already warmed us up for that one. I want to start off with one that I don't want to either punt or bunt on, but just everybody kind of just talk about because I think it is not making enough media. Maya Moore, who's great college basketball player, great WNBA player. And people don't realize she left the game 3 years ago to dedicate herself to social justice and getting people out of jail who were falsely incarcerated. One of the first people she just got out recently was a gentleman who was, I guess, put in jail for armed robbery for 26 years. He's pleaded his innocence, and they finally got him out. I just want to take a moment and just say, commend her on that, because for me, that is a Muhammad Ali-like sacrifice that she's doing and intentionally doing it. I know we talk about Kaepernick. I know we talk about Jim Brown and all these other ones. Maya Moore's name should be at the top of that list because she's willingly given up her career to help people get out of jail who are falsely convicted. So I want to get your thoughts on that, Coach. Get Travis's thoughts on that, and we'll move on. Coach?
First of all, Maya Moore is from Collins Hill High School right here in Gwinnett County. Mm-hmm. I've had the pleasure of training her for a couple years. She was good friends with a kid named Destry Berry, and he used to bring her to the gym. And a wonderful person. We all knew she was going to be a superstar. For her to do what she did is incredible. Guys, it's so funny because we talk about these kind of things and people think they don't happen. And, you know, if you watch the movie Just Mercy, I talked with my kids about it. We went to dinner last night. They're like, Dad, don't see it. Don't watch that movie because it's just going to make you mad. Mm-hmm. I said, I've already seen it. And you're right, it did make me mad because it's just total injustice. And I've talked to my best friend Brad about today because BJ gave me there's some place down in Florida where a white man and a black man had exactly the same, records. One was sentenced for 2 years and the other was sentenced for 26 years. Right. The black man was sentenced for 26 years. And that's kind of stuff that's going on when we talk about equality and things like that. Those are the kind of things we're talking about.
Travis, go ahead.
Absolutely. I don't want to punt or bunt. I think this should be a home run. So, this is absolutely fantastic. For anyone that does not know, Maya Moore, I have this 4-time WNBA champion, mm-hmm. Finals MVP one time 1-time WNBA MVP for the whole league for the whole regular season, 6-time All-Star, 3-time MVP of the All-Star, 5-time first-team All-WNBA, 2-time second-team All-WNBA, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, All-Rookie Team, and won the World Championships for the United States women's basketball team with FIBA.
And that's not even including her college record, which is just as decorated.
Exactly.
Travis.
I didn't want to scroll down to that. Yes.
Travis. Didn't I say I trained her? Didn't I say that? What are we talking about all that for?
I'm trying to reiterate, this was somebody that is still in their prime.
Yep.
Chose to stop playing to pursue this, and what a fantastic thing that she did. This is absolutely amazing.
That I 100% agree with you. All right, we're going to run through quick. Punt It or Bunt It, because I know we only have about 6 minutes left, and we got to say bye to Miss Francis. So let's go run through it, fellas. All right, Duke hires Carl Lawson as the new head coach. Coach, punt or bunt?
Hey, I'm a bunt on this. Hey, she is a beast. Kara Lawson played at University of Tennessee. She was a monster there. She's been a great broadcaster for years. That's a great hire.
Travis?
Agreed. Everything what he said. Agreed.
All right, Big Ten and Pac-12 only doing conference games. Travis, punt or bunt?
Bunt. Huge thing. I think this is going to lead to every other conference doing this.
Coach?
You said Pac-12 and Big Ten?
Yeah.
Punt the hell out of it.
All right, Russell Westbrook tested positive for COVID. Will not go to the NBA bubble. Coach, punt or bunt?
I'm a bunt on this. I think it's strange that him and Harden didn't make the trip. If this was the case, I don't know why it wasn't reported a long time ago. Surely somebody knew about it. And I just find it all being a little suspicious.
Travis, punt or bunt? Punt. All right. Kyle Korver is going to wear Black Lives Matter on his jersey. Coach, punt or bunt?
I got a bun on this one. Hats off to Kyle Korver. And what he said, too, he said, I mean, it just seems to me like that's the message for right now. That's the most appropriate thing I could wear right now.
Travis.
Agreed to everything. Bunt it.
All right. LBJ, LeBron James, is not wearing anything on his jersey. Punt or bunt, coach?
Oh, you know I got a bun on this one.
Oh, you better watch your tone. Go for it.
I just didn't like his reason. His reason was because he said, nobody consulted me on the messages to put on the jerseys, so therefore I'm not going to wear one. What the hell is that? Is that more important than you not being seen it? No good with everybody in the world looking at you. Wouldn't it look good for you to have Black Lives Matter or something, or somebody, whatever they're going to allow you to put on there? Oh, my God, what an opportunity missed because you're mad that they didn't consult you.
Travis, punt or bunt?
Absolutely punt or bunt. As someone who's probably one of the top 5 most known sports athletes in the entire world and possibly the #1 African-American sports athlete in the entire world, for him not to do this, not a good look.
All right, UFC, Usman defeats Superman Mosvidal. Travis, punt or bunt?
Punt.
All right, coach.
I'm a bunt. That was a good fight. Hey, Usman is a dog. I think he's a very underrated fighter. And I think that, Mosvidal was everybody's Superman, kind of like Kimbo Slice. He's one of those Kimbo Slice fighters. And one of these guys who grew up fighting in his backyard and all that other stuff and got the brakes beat off of him. Now he's calling for Usman again. I hope they do it again.
All right, Quentin Baker and DeAndre Dunbar, who was part of the robbery, tried to bribe witnesses and victims to say no robbery took place. Travis, punt or bunt?
But I think this is a huge story. I don't know why ESPN and them aren't rolling with this. They reportedly have paid off the victims, and if that's the case, they're in even more trouble.
Coach?
Yeah, I'm a bunt on. All I had to say is I'm not going to say a whole lot because I think they're the cousins of Ray Caruth. Is what I heard. so
we're not going there, Coach. The Patriots settle with AB. I think he's going to get $5 million, and the Hernandez family, which is going to free up another $2 million in cap for the Patriots. Coach, punt or bunt?
But AB was due $9 million. They gave him $5 million, and who knows what they gave Hernandez and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I think that's good for the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots are going to be better than everybody thinks they are just because Tom Terrific's gone.
All right, Travis?
Punt.
All right. The last one, Matt Ryan for the Madden rankings was number 7, beating up Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, and Dak Prescott. Travis, punt or bunt, real quick?
Punt.
Coach, real quick, you got listed.
I don't give a damn about no Matt Ryan. Don't ever ask me a Matt Ryan question ever again. We're going to have some damn rules on this show. Stop asking me shit about the Falcons. Anyway, folks, we got to get out of here. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip. Thank you all for watching.